Elon Musk, the tech mogul who's revolutionized space travel and electric cars, decided to do something completely unexpected. What if, for just one day, he could blend in with the crowd? What if no one knew who he really was? Well, that's exactly what he set out to find out. On this day, he didn't show up in his usual sleek suit or stylish attire. Instead, Elon Musk disguised himself in a ragged, oversized jacket, threadbare jeans, and a fake bushy beard. His beanie was pulled so low over his face that it almost covered his eyes, and his shoes were scuffed as if they'd been through countless adventures. He looked like he might have just stepped off the street, and that's exactly the point. Why? Because today, Elon wasn't interested in the usual attention. He wasn't here to talk about Tesla or SpaceX. He was here to test something deeper, how people treat someone when they don't look like they belong. He headed to Brew Haven, a cosy little coffee shop known for its warm atmosphere and decent brews. The cafe wasn't flashy or glamorous, just a humble spot where people come to get their caffeine fix and relax. As he approached the door, the smell of fresh coffee filled the air, and for the first time that day, Elon felt the thrill of complete anonymity. He wasn't the billionaire founder of Tesla or SpaceX. He was just another guy in a worn-out jacket, looking for his next cup of coffee. As he stepped inside, the first person to meet him was Rick, the burly security guard at the door. Without hesitation, Rick blocked Elon's path, eyeing him suspiciously. "Hey, you can't just hang out here, buddy," Rick said, sizing him up. But Elon, staying true to his character, didn't even flinch. "I'm here to buy coffee," he replied, pulling out a crumpled wad of cash from his jacket pocket. Rick narrowed his eyes. "What do you think you're doing here?" he asked. "I'm here for a cappuccino," Elon answered calmly. After a tense moment, Rick reluctantly stepped aside, mumbling under his breath. Inside the cafe, the contrast between how he was treated by Rick and how he was about to be treated by the baristas was about to unfold. At the counter, Ethan, a friendly young man, greeted him with a warm smile. But his co-worker, Cindy, was a different story. As soon as she saw Elon, she rolled her eyes and muttered under her breath, "You've got to be kidding me." Despite the rudeness, Elon didn't take it personally. He kept his cool and ordered his cappuccino, while Ethan quickly got to work with a smile. Cindy, however, couldn't be bothered to look up from her phone, clearly unimpressed with his presence. The difference in their attitudes was stark. Ethan was kind and attentive, while Cindy barely seemed to tolerate the customers around her. As Elon sipped his coffee, he noticed that Ethan was genuinely engaged with customers, offering them warm greetings and light-hearted conversations. But Cindy, she treated every customer like an inconvenience, snapping at anyone who dared to ask a question. She barely made eye contact, and when she did, it was as if she couldn't wait for the interaction to end. Then a woman approached the counter, asking about a vegan option on the menu. Cindy barely looked at her, muttered a quick, "We don't have that," and moved on to the next person in line. Elon watched as the woman walked away, clearly upset by the encounter. Meanwhile, Ethan was busy making small talk with an elderly man about his favourite coffee blend, offering helpful suggestions and making sure he felt welcome. The difference in the two baristas' attitudes couldn't have been more apparent. It was clear to Elon that the test was working. It wasn't just about the coffee, it was about the way people were treated based on their appearance. Ethan treated everyone with respect, while Cindy treated them like they were in the way. And this got Elon thinking. How often do we judge others based on their clothes, their job, or the way they look? How many times do we miss the chance to connect with someone because we've already made a snap judgment about them? When Elon finished his cappuccino, he stood up and made his way back to the counter. Ethan was busy wiping down the counter, and Cindy was texting on her phone, ignoring the customers who had started to gather. Elon cleared his throat, and Ethan looked up, surprised. "Hey, Ethan!" Elon called out. Ethan turned toward him, a little uncertain. "Yes, sir," he replied. "You're a good man," Elon said, his voice sincere. "A very kind person." Ethan blinked, clearly flustered. Thank you, sir," he said, unsure of what was happening. Elon smiled and glanced at Cindy, who was still glued to her phone. "You're different," Elon said quietly, making sure only Ethan could hear. "You understand what it means to treat everyone with respect, no matter who they are." Ethan smiled shyly, but Cindy was clearly annoyed by the interaction. "What's this all about?" she muttered from behind the counter, her tone dripping with sarcasm. Elon turned back to Ethan, and as if this moment wasn't strange enough already, pulled out a sleek business card from his jacket. "You know, Ethan," he said, "I think you deserve more than just this job. Call this number tomorrow." Elon handed the card to Ethan, who looked at it in disbelief. The name Elon Musk was written in bold letters. "Wait. Elon Musk," Ethan stammered. "That's me," Elon replied with a grin. "I've been watching you for a while. You have a good heart, Ethan, and I think you deserve better." As Ethan processed this surreal moment, Cindy couldn't hide her irritation any longer. She marched up to the counter and scowled. "What are you doing? You're just a barista. Why would he want to help you?" Elon calmly met her gaze. "Cindy, kindness is rare these days. Maybe you should try it sometime." Ethan, still trying to digest everything that had just happened, kept looking at the card in his hand. "But why me?" he asked. Elon smiled. "Because you treat people like they matter, Ethan, and that's more valuable than anything else." The next day, Ethan nervously dialed the number on the card. His hands were shaking as he spoke to someone from Tesla HR. When the receptionist confirmed his appointment for an interview, his jaw nearly dropped. The whole thing felt like a dream. When Ethan showed up at Tesla's sleek headquarters, he couldn't help but feel out of place. He was surrounded by employees in sharp suits, walking around confidently like they belonged. He was just a barista after all. But when the interview began, something unexpected happened. It went really well. Ethan talked about his dreams, his passion for the automotive industry, and how he had worked hard to support his family. His enthusiasm and determination caught the attention of the interviewers. 2 days later, Elon called him personally. "Ethan, I've got good news," Elon said. "You're hired. Welcome to the team at Tesla." Ethan couldn't believe it. His dreams were finally coming true. He was able to tell his family first, and when his mother cried tears of joy and his father, a retired mechanic, beamed with pride, Ethan knew that this was the start of something incredible. Ethan's new job at Tesla changed his life in ways he could never have imagined. He moved his family to a better neighborhood, and for the first time in years, they were able to live comfortably. He never forgot the lesson Elon had taught him that day. He always treated everyone with respect, from the janitors to the CEOs, as E. For Cindy? Well, her story took a different turn. Word of her rude behavior spread, and she was eventually transferred to a branch far away, where her attitude continued to cost her the respect of her colleagues and customers. But Ethan? Ethan's life had been changed forever, and whenever he passed by Brew Haven, he couldn't help but smile, remembering the day that changed everything. A simple act of kindness, a little recognition, and a chance to prove that how we treat others matters more than how they appear. Did you enjoy this story? If so, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening stories like this one. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Have a great day.